If you don't know me by now, you're going to find out that I love movies. And actually a really good movie, I haven't watched it in a while. There's a movie called Hidalgo. And if you haven't watched it, it's about a cowboy. His name is Frank T. Hopkins. And he decides that he wants to go enter this endurance race with his horse named Hidalgo. It's an Arabian race called the Oceans of Fire. And this race takes place across 3,000 miles of Arabian desert. And it's the most wealthiest hybrid stallions, thousands of years of tradition that goes into this race, that the sheiks and the most successful wealthy people throughout Saudi Arabia and throughout the Middle East come together once a year for this race. And it takes like 2 months to do this race. And this cowboy shows up with his Mustang. And so there's these great big horses that cost millions of dollars. And then there's this American cowboy showing up with this 6-shooter and his Mustang to go in this race. And the gun shoots off and these horses all take off running. And they take off at a huge sprint. Everybody's cheering, thousands of people cheering, all the horses running as fast as they possibly can until they get over the first rise, maybe a mile into the horizon. And as soon as they get over the first rise, these horses all slow way down and they start trotting. And the reason why they're trotting is that they got a 3,000-mile race ahead of them. This is a race of attrition. This is not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's way beyond a marathon. I mean, during the 66 days that they're going to race, they're going to run into sandstorms. They're going to run into marauders, people trying to shoot them, kill them. They're going to run into quicksand. They're going to run into just about everything that could possibly happen to you in an Arabian desert. They're going to be hit by locusts, which they're going to need to eat to survive. I mean, they do all sorts of things. In fact, at least half of the participants are going to die on this race. And all of them are mocking the cowboy, this American cowboy along the way. You don't belong. You're not good enough. An American shouldn't be in this race. A horse that small shouldn't be in this race. And the whole time they're mocking them and they're making fun of them and they're trying to get them to quit. Now you're gonna have to watch the movie, but this business is a lot like this race with Hidalgo. Yes, you want to take off with a sprint. It's for show and everybody's gonna see it, and you get off to the races and yes, you want to create that story, and yes, you want to create that check. And so some of you got off to a really fast start and you took off from 0 to 60 in like no time flat. Some of you got caught up in the euphoria of this launch and this takeoff and maybe you got in, but you didn't really engage really fast. I don't care where you're at right now in your business. What I want you to think about is this race was never meant to be a sprint. This isn't a 100-meter dash. This is a marathon. This is a 50-miler. And the people that are going to succeed are the ones that set goals, get focused, have faith, belief, and work every single day consistently towards those goals. When everybody else is quitting, when everybody else is telling you that you're not good enough, when you've got the haters, you've got the whiners, you know, instead of the sandstorms, we've got the quitters, we've got the people that are telling you you're in the wrong company, the parents that are telling you that you should get a real job. You're getting all sorts of people that are trying to tear you down and break your will and get you to lose your goals and lose your vision and lose your dreams. And so I want you to remember this. The rich think long-term. The poor think short-term. When you set off out on this journey, if you expected to get there in 30 days, 45 days, 60 days, whatever that might be, you were just absolutely fooling yourself. Of course this is a journey, and of course this is going to take time. Like any business worth doing, it should be a journey, and it should be something that if you're going to enjoy the fruits of your labors for 10 and 20 and 30 years to come, that it should take time and effort, and you need to create that distribution channel for what we're doing. And so I want you to think about what it is that got you excited at the beginning. I want you to think about what your goals are. You need to set some goals for this business. What are your goals? Are you looking to make $10,000 a month? Are you looking to make $20,000 a month, $5,000, $100,000 a month, $1 million a month? What are your goals? I want you to think of goals and set goals and write them down. A goal not written down is merely a wish. And I want you to write goals down that are so big that they scare you. In Good to Great, he says they're big, hairy, audacious goals, BHAGs. What's your BHAG? See, a big, hairy, audacious goal is so big and so exciting, might scare you a little bit, but it also gets you out of bed in the morning. It's one of those goals that's so exciting that it gets it so you don't want to go to sleep at night. Like, you want to do whatever it takes to hit those goals. They get you excited. They get you motivated. It makes it so you can't sleep, so you can't stop thinking about it. When I got into this business, somebody told me about BHAGs. He said, think about this, Lance. What happens when your annual income today, what you make in a year right now, becomes your monthly income? How does that change your life? And my eyes got really big, and all of a sudden it made sense to me. See, in that company, the top ranks in that company, my first company in this industry was Blue Diamond. It was the one that we celebrated. And this one, it's really a diamond that we talk about. 150 diamonds in this company in less than 6 years. I mean, that's crazy, crazy numbers. And that company was a Blue Diamond. So what did I do? When I first got into that company, my first couple weeks in that company, I went and found this big plastic Blue Diamond for my kids' toy chest. And for 1 year, every single day, I carried that Blue Diamond in my pocket. I wanted to remind myself every day what my goals were. I wanted to be able to reach down as I got my keys and as I got my wallet to remember I was going to be a Blue Diamond in 1 year. I set my goals big. I set them a year out, and then I worked every single day like I needed to do everything required in my power to make that happen. Now, something else I would tell you, you need to set a BHAG, a big, hairy, audacious goal. You need to write it down, and you need to have it somewhere that you can see it, or something on you or with you that you can remind yourself of it. Are you going to hit it in 6 months, a year, 2 years, or 5 years? It doesn't matter. You need to be working towards something long-term every single day, and it needs to be something so big that it not only motivates you, but it inspires you to be greater, to be better at this business. Now, I also want you to share those goals every single day with the people you're talking to. There's a couple of things that those goals will do. It'll fire you up. It'll get you excited. It'll share your passion with other people. It will recommit you to those goals, because now you have accountability. Other people, friends and family and community members and people you work with that are going to ask you how you're doing towards hitting those goals. It's going to recommit you to those goals, because now you've got people to hold you accountable. But the other thing that those goals will do, they will inspire others. They will draw other people into you. See, if your goals are so big that they're like, holy cow, you're going to do that? And they see it and they know that in your heart you're committed and that you're working on it every single day, people might think you're crazy. They might think you're nuts. But they're going to say, take me with you. So, I always say that first launch, that first burst, when the cowboy in Hidalgo took off the starting line, that's really to, create that massive action, to create that story, to get people out of the gate. After you get off the starting line, some of you are still, trying to stick your toe in the water and get started. That's okay. I don't care where you're at, because this is a long-term event. This is a long-term race. After you get going, everything you do is about helping other people get started on this journey. Help other people get going. And if I'm you right now, I'm looking at my team, I'm looking at myself, I'm looking at the people around me, and I figure, what is the next step towards this long-term commitment? What if I could get everybody on my team focused on getting 2 customers? 2 customers. 2 customers, I get my auto ship for free. 2 customers, I get a $50 bonus. 2 customers, I get 60 PV that rolls through the tree, through the upline, and I get 2 bottles of Luminesce. But you know what? If I could take my whole team right now, get everybody 2 customers, not only do I lock them in for the long-term journey, because they no longer have a monthly residual overhead, I just doubled my volume. I just doubled my team. I just doubled my business. And so I look at this and I say, if I'm in this for the long haul, I want customers. Customers and monthly consumption of these products is what creates this long-term residual income. If I want this to be a huge sustainable business, I want thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of auto ships. People are buying my products on a monthly basis. So how would I do that? I don't care how long that goal is. I don't care how big that goal is. I do care that you write it down. I do care that you read it every single day. I do care that you know that you have it on you, with you, somehow, that there's something with you at all times that is reminding you of this goal that you're chasing after. Those things are important if you're going to make those goals happen. I do care that you take action every single day. And that action can be as simple as show people the products, whatever one you're most passionate about, show them the money, and ask them to join. If they like the products, they can be a customer. If they like the idea or the concept of what we're doing, they can be a business partner. Show them the products, show them the money, ask them to join. We absolutely want to lock people in with 2 customers. It creates longevity for our business. It creates consumption for our downline, our teams, and really, we're creating a distribution channel for products. The larger our distribution channel, the more money we make. Of course, we want customers that are consuming our business or consuming our products on a monthly basis. The next piece that I would tell you is that leaders are born at events. And so we've got regionals, and if you don't know where they're at or where the nearest one to you is, there's one coming up in Vegas on October 3rd. There's one coming up in Michigan. There's one coming up on the East Coast. Go look online, find the regional events closest to you. Circle those regional events, and then circle the event, the convention that we have coming up here in November. Write them on your whiteboard, write them on your mirror, put them in your phones, put them in your daily goals or your daily effort, because leaders are born at events. You want your business to grow, you want it to explode, you need to get as many people to these events as possible. What's going to happen is people's vision of this business is this small, home-based business that my friend's trying is going to go from this to, holy cow, this is a huge $1 billion a year company. It's the fastest growing company in the world for this industry right now. There's hundreds of people in this company making, just oodles of money. The potential, and just average first-time people are having success. When people see that at events, it does a couple of things for them. It makes it very real. Like all of a sudden, I can do that. If they can do it, I can do it. It locks it in that it's not just this small little thing from my dorm room, that this is a huge opportunity, that I'm at the right place at the right time, and that I need to take action. So 1, people you get to events become lifers. They're going to be here for years to come because all of a sudden it's very real. 2, leaders are born at events. It was one of my first events that I went to when I was starting to think, man, can I do this? Will I not? I'm not sure. When I saw $1 million earner that I felt like could barely speak the English language. He was like, dude, and what's up? And long hair. And I'm okay with long hair. I'm just saying, like, this guy's speaking to 5,000 people. He's made $1 million. It was a different company. And I'm like, if this guy can do it, I could smoke him. It made it real to me. All of a sudden, it wasn't like I didn't have to be this super polished, amazing speaker. I just had to be willing to share my story, share the company's story, and do it every single day. And that would be my challenge to you. Every single one of you needs to make a big, hairy, audacious goal. Something so big that it might scare you a little bit, but definitely something so big that it gets you very excited. Excited to wake up, excited to go to work, excited to share it. The second thing I would tell you, you need to share that goal with people on a daily basis. It draws people to you. It gives them the vision of where you're going, even though you might not be there yet. The fact that that's where you're headed, man, take me with you. I want to go with you. And it recommits you to your goals. It helps you, now you have accountability partners that are going to hold you accountable to those goals. The next thing I would do is I would promote the events like your life depends upon it. One of the most successful networkers in the world, his name is Nathan Ricks. When he first got in, there was a big convention coming up in 30 days, different company. His sponsor said, for the next 30 days, I want you to call every person you know and commit them to be at this event. Every person you know and commit them to be at this event. Hey, that's my daughter, Sierra. She's live on TV, and now she's mortified. And that's what he did for 30 days to launch his business. And he had over 100 people at his first event 30 days later and launched his business. Well, from then on, he always measured his business by what percentage of the room was in his downline, people that he brought to that event, to that next opportunity. Now he's in the 5th largest MLM in the world, and he has about 85% of the whole company in his downline. You need to get your people to the events. It will launch them. It will propel them. It will give them belief that they can do things at a greater level than ever before. It'll make this thing real. It'll make it huge, and it'll lock in that you have a team that's counting on you. Make your goals, make them big, read them, plan on them, and share them every single day. Make sure you show somebody product, business, and ask them to join every single day, and get as many people to the next event as you possibly can. It's like your business life does depend upon it. You need to be there, and you need to get as many people there with you as possible, and it will take your business to the next level. The rich think long-term, the poor think short-term. You need to be committed long-term and share that commitment and vision with others. Thanks for being on. Sorry about the technical difficulties of getting this launched. Look forward to seeing you at the next regional around the country.